Good Thursday evening and welcome to the Ncwlife Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Because of some technical difficulties in our regular studio, we are in temporary studio here tonight. So that's where we'll be bringing the news to you, news, weather, and sports. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's talk about what's happening right now weather-wise. And we do have another red flag warning in effect for almost all of central over into eastern Washington and down into southeastern Washington as well. We're seeing some strong winds in places out there, still some hot temperatures and low humidities out there today. So fire danger very, very high all across central and eastern Washington. And we'll have your complete weather forecast coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. When Jeffrey Stockman joined the Douglas County Fire District as a volunteer 2 years ago, he never imagined he'd be responding to a fire in his own backyard. We'll have his story. The Gilbert Fire Complex, burning in the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest near the headwaters of the Twisp River, grew in size from 250 acres to 4,500 acres over the past 24 hours. And Wenatchee area military veterans will want to take advantage of Saturday's stand-down event at the National Guard Armory. But first, we begin tonight. A lightning-caused fire continues to eat up acreage in the upper Entiat Valley. The Cougar Creek fire is now swollen to over 1,500 acres of forest land, about 12 miles northwest of Ardenvore, and is 0% contained. It's burning in mostly timber, including a significant number of beetle-infested trees. Fire behavior has become more active due to the continuing hot, dry, and windy weather. 321 firefighters are deployed on that fire. Level 2 evacuation advisories have been issued for the area of Mad River Road up to the end of Entiat River Road on both sides of that highway. Fire managers say there's a potential for significant fire spread up to 2 miles today alone. A Type 1 incident management team is expected to take over control of the fire by Saturday. The Cougar Creek Fire area is a heavily used recreation area and is highly visible from tourist destinations, multiple cities, and travelways in north central Washington. IMT is also managing the Chelan Hills Fire. And speaking of the Chelan Hills Fire, when Jeffrey Stockman joined the Douglas County Fire District as a volunteer 2 years ago, he never imagined he'd be responding to a fire in his own backyard. On a windy Friday afternoon, Stockman suited up to protect his neighbor's property before realizing his own was in immediate danger.
I kind of knew it was coming someday. I just, didn't want to win, but the biggest thing I can say is just keep it cleaned out, keep your weeds back, maintain it. And I got lucked out and I cut a road around the front of the property, which I think deflected a lot of the flames from coming on up. Just timing's everything. You got to get there quick, try to get a hold of it as quick as you can. I mean, we do the best we can. The Arundel firefighters, they're amazing for their response time. And we do our best to get there as fast as we can, as quick as we can to, lay down the fire and get it under control. But, under that circumstances, it was on a hill, steep, with the wind. It's pretty tough.
The Chelan Hills Fire grew to more than 1,800 acres in Douglas County, damaging 2 homes and several outbuildings. The fire is currently 97% contained and in the mop-up phase as crews continue to monitor for hot spots within the perimeter of that fire. The cause is still under investigation. The Gilbert Fire Complex, burning in the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest near the headwaters of the Twisp River, grew in size from 250 acres to 4,500 acres over the past 24 hours due to hot temperatures and gusty winds. The complex includes the Crescent Fire and the Gilbert Fire. There is currently a level 2 evacuation notice for residents above the road closure at the intersection of Buttermilk Road and Twisp River Road. Level 2 means prepare now to go immediately in the event that the evacuation level is elevated to a level 3. With predicted windy weather today, tonight, and on Friday, the fire is expected to continue to move eastward and could result in an elevation to a level 3 for upper Twisp River residents. A Type 1 team has been ordered and is expected to arrive on Friday morning. The Winthrop Rodeo Grounds is currently being used as a primary emergency shelter area. A public meeting regarding the Gilbert fire will be held at the Twisp Grange Hall. That's tonight at 6:30 to discuss assess the fire and potential evacuations. Wenatchee area military veterans will want to take advantage of Saturday's Stand Down event at the National Guard Armory. Ron Bruno with the group Serving Vets of North Central Washington says the event will offer a wide variety of services and resources for those that need help.
We are hosting the Stand Down again this year, August 4th. The hours will be from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the National Guard Armory at 1230 5th Street. And this year's Stand Down, we're hoping to be even bigger and better than what it's been in the past. Couple of the new additions this year on top of the things that we've had in the past is we actually have a dental van coming, and when I say dental van, I mean a fully functional operational van that is going to be performing immediate dental care that the individual veterans need. And again, it's going to be basically first come, first serve, because it's not that huge, especially to serve a full crowd like we're going to have. But that's something we're really looking forward to having this year.
Again, the free event Saturday is from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the National Guard Armory on 5th Street in Wenatchee. Coming up next, new evidence is surfaced in the investigation of a murder at a Rock Island residence last week. It's almost back to school time. We will tell you how Columbia Valley Community Health is helping out. An accident just after rush hour this morning near Maiden Lane and Wenatchee Avenue in Wenatchee blocked southbound traffic for about an hour. And we'll give you our weekly update on all there is to do around the Wenatchee Valley this weekend. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the Ncwlife Evening News.
J&J Snack Foods makes a lot of dough-filled products. It's really hard to attract labor in this area. We've reached out to Goodwill, and Goodwill came through to help us get that achieved. John started here at the plant a couple of months ago. We promoted him to a dough maker. He's doing well.
I'm actually doing great. I'm finally getting more notice and appreciated for my work here. I love the products we make here.
If you're struggling finding the labor that you need, reach out to Goodwill. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
With 15,000 square feet to explore, you'll find something special at the Antique Mall at Cashmere. For the do-it-yourselfers and those with a keen eye for making something old fresh and new again, the Antique Mall at Cashmere is the place to come find your next project. From the coin enthusiasts to avid collectors, Antique Mall at Cashmere has treasures in every corner. Come find your treasure today. Antique Mall at Cashmere's friendly staff is here to help. Stop on by today.
Oh, hey Nate, what you doing there?
I'm just reading a book.
A book? I didn't even know they made those anymore. Where'd you get it?
Right down the street at Yield Bookshop.
Yield Bookshop, I'm gonna go check it out.
If you're looking for a good book to read, or you're in the market for some beautiful handcrafted creations from local artisans, look no further than Yield Bookshop right in the heart of downtown Wenatchee.
Welcome back. In another news, new evidence is surfaced in the investigation of a murder at a Rock Island residence last week. Ncwlife's Steve Hare reports on the latest developments.
66-year-old Louis Tialilo is charged with second-degree murder and domestic violence in connection with his wife Peggy Talilo's death. The husband is awaiting arraignment after he appeared in court Tuesday to hear the charges against him. The most recent information is contained in a revised affidavit of probable cause that was filed in Douglas County Superior Court Wednesday by Douglas County Deputy Prosecutor Gordon Edgar. Now, the amended affidavit includes results of the autopsy performed on the victim. The results found that the woman had been bludgeoned to death and had not been shot in the head as previously suspected by Douglas County Sheriff detectives. Evidence also showed that Peggy Tialilo's face had been bludgeoned by an object or several objects multiple times rather than shot, end quote. The autopsy also showed the woman's head had been caved in Along with the facial injuries, the autopsy also found injuries to the victim's forearm, rib cage, shoulder, and hip. Now, her body was found July 25th inside the couple's trailer. A Douglas County Sheriff's deputy responded to the residence on Riverside Place after being notified that she had not turned up to give someone a ride. Before entering the trailer, the charging documents say the husband was contacted by authorities at his workplace and asked about his wife's whereabouts. At that time, he reportedly told them she should have been at work. Well, he returned to the residence and was taken to the sheriff's office for an interview, and that's where he denied involvement in his wife's death. He was arrested and remains in custody on $500,000 bail. That investigation continues. Steve Hare, NCW Life News.
CVCH and Crunch Pack will be hosting their 5th annual back-to-school health fair this Saturday. Catherine Grove and Melissa Grimm were guests recently on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley to tell us more.
It's something that we do just to help kids get ready for the school year, help parents alleviate some of the stress, some of the financial burden of getting backpacks, getting school supplies, and also just putting them in touch with great resources in the community.
Realigned, and we focus on 4 areas for our community givings: health and wellness, education, cultural events, and then Cashmere community specifically. And so when we looked at the request, we really felt that it definitely met the health and wellness, education, and a lot of our employees utilize Columbia Valley Community Health, and so under our cultural events, we try to do things that support our employees and employees' families that they can be involved in.
It's actually like Christmas this year because we had so much support. Generally, we have different giveaways to give to kids and families, but this year it's been kids specific. So maybe it's a bicycle for a child, or something to help them with school. This year they're doing a camping package for a family. So it'll come with a tent, it'll come with air mattresses, come with a cooler. They have an art set for the family. They have a family game night, and it has Jenga, Monopoly, and it has 5 different games. We wanted it to be something that was for families and also for them to enjoy that last little bit of fall and summer, as they're going into school.
An accident just after rush hour this morning near Maiden Lane and Wenatchee Avenue in Wenatchee blocked southbound traffic for about an hour. As you can see, the front end of the car involved was heavily damaged, but fortunately, no injuries were reported. Time now for NCW Life's Megan McPherson to fill us in on some of the events going on this weekend.
Here's a look at what's on tap this weekend around the Wenatchee Valley. Hot August Nights, the Full Monty, kicks off this weekend at the Numerica Performing Arts Center. Based on the cult hit film of the same name, the Full Monty is filled with honest affection and engaging melodies. Get your tickets at numericapack.org. The hottest deals of summer are this Friday and Saturday at the Downtown Wenatchee Summer Sidewalk Sale, hosted by the Wenatchee Downtown Association. Join over 16 downtown merchants for discounts, deals, and fun. Also on Friday and Saturday is the Lake Chelan Rodeo at the Chelan Rodeo grounds. Join in on the fun and watch bareback bronc riding, breakaway roping, bull riding, cowgirls barrel racing, ranch bronc riding, steer wrestling, team roping, and tie-down roping. The 3rd annual Windermere SUP Cup 2018, Lake Chelan's premier paddleboarding competition, is happening this Saturday. The Windermere SUP Cup Lake Chelan Paddleboard Races is a nonprofit philanthropy organized by Windermere Real Estate, benefiting the Lake Chelan Volunteer Fire Department District Number 7. This event will take place at the Riverwalk Park in downtown Chelan. Come enjoy paddleboard races for all ages and skill sets, a beer garden, music, barbecuing, lawn games, and all-day fun. And finally, Chelan to Africa Benefit Concert and Auction is this Saturday from 5:30 to 10 p.m. at Benson Vineyards Estate Winery. Enjoy a fun-filled evening of live music by the Kevin Jones Band while raising funds for 2 organizations focused on helping children. Thrive Chelan Valley is a nonprofit committed to providing programs and services to help local youth. And Touching Tiny Lives Foundation is a nonprofit that operates a safe house for children in a country where 30% of the population is HIV positive. Head to the Chelan Chamber of Commerce or to chelantoafrica.com for tickets. For more information on this weekend's events, visit ncwlife.com.
You're watching the NCW Life Evening News. Coming up next, your sports update with Eric Grantrom and our feature story tonight. That and much more still to come on the NCW Life Evening News. Stay with us.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life channel.
And a good Thursday to you. The Wenatchee Apple Sox are red hot at just the right time. The only question is whether there's enough season left for them to make a playoff push. Wenatchee won for the 8th time in its last 10 games in last night's 12-3 win over the Port Angeles Lefties. Wenatchee's Connor McCord led the offensive onslaught, just hitting the cycle with a double. The Apple Sox had 18 hits in the ballgame, including McCord's 2-run home run in the bottom of the second.
He would be retired on a fielder's choice, but that brought in the first run of the game. Slaps this ball in the air, high toward the right center wall, and that one is out of here for a home run. Connor McCord, a 2-run shot, makes it 6-0 Wenatchee. Here's the 0-2 with 2 outs. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Apple Sox win their 4th consecutive series victory. They've won 8 of their last 10. Red hot right now as they defeat the Lefties. I mentioned 12-3 here on Wednesday night.
Joel Norman on the call on the Apple Sox Radio Network. The video courtesy of the Apple Sox Facebook live stream. Sox are now 3.5 games behind Yakima Valley for the second half standings with 7 games left to play. Wenatchee has a chance for its first series sweep of the season tonight when they host the Lefties again at Paul Thomas Senior Field. Tonight is Hawaiian night with a trip for 2 to Hawaii be given away to one lucky fan in attendance. First pitch at 7:05. Also in the West Coast League last night, as we open up the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard, Chad Stevens and Austin Feist each had 3 hits and drove in 3 runs between them to lead Corvallis to a 6-4 win over Ben. Ben Ferris tied it in the bottom of the 9th with a solo home run, and then Nick Nyquist's RBI sacrifice fly won it for Walla Walla in a come-from-behind win over Kelowna. Final was 7-6. Could it be possible the Bellingham Bells have 6 walk-off wins on the season and now 2 back-to-back? Connor Mack delivered the latest walk-off, an RBI double in the bottom of the 9th as Bellingham came back to beat Cowlitz 3-2 at Joe Martin Field. Trailing 4-2 in the top of the 9th, Victoria scored 6 runs to come from behind to beat Yakima Valley 8-4. Dustin Miller led the attack for the Harbor Cats, going 3 for 5 with a run and 4 RBIs. Gabe Scoro was 3 for 3 with a home run, 3 runs scored, and 2 RBIs to lead Portland to a 9-0 non-league win at Gresham. Colin Suter had 3 relievers combined on a 2-hit shutout with 13 strikeouts. Tonight is series wrap-up night around the West Coast League. Corvallis goes for the sweep of Bend at 6 o'clock. Kelowna and Walla Walla play the rubber match of their 3-game set at Burlesque Stadium at 6:35. Also a 6:35 start time at Joe Martin Field as the Bells look to sweep Cowlitz in Bellingham. Sox would love some help from Victoria again tonight at County Stadium as the Harbor Cats wrap up their series with Yakima Valley at 7:05. We mentioned Wenatchee and Port Angeles at 7:05. Also non-league game tonight. Portland wraps up its series at Gresham at 6:35. Marwin Gonzalez went deep twice as the Astros slammed 4 home runs, downing the Mariners 8-3 yesterday at Safeco Field. Gonzalez hit both his home runs off Seattle starter Wade LeBlanc, who had his worst outing as a Mariner. LeBlanc lasted just 4 1/3, allowing 7 runs on 10 hits with 4 strikeouts and 3 home runs. Seattle welcomes Toronto into town tonight for the first of 4 games. Mariners will throw the struggling Felix Hernandez on the mound. First pitch at 7:10. With Seattle's loss, all eyes turned to Oakland to see if the A's caught the Mariners for the final wild-card playoff spot in the standings. The answer is yes, they did. Jonathan Lucroy went 3 for 4 with 2 runs and 4 RBIs to lead Oakland to an 8-3 win over Toronto. The win moved the Athletics to 64-46, while the Mariners now 63-45, statistically tied 5 games back of Houston in the American League West. Willie Adams went 2 for 4 with a home run as Tampa Bay topped the Angels 7-2. With sports, I'm Eric Grantrom on the NCW Life channel. Grant, back to you.
Time now for our weekly Kennel Cameos feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Today, NCW Life's Megan McPherson introduces us to Ruby the dog.
Hey guys, Megan here with the NCW Life channel. We are here with Don Davies, the Executive Director of the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and we are also here with Ruby the Rottweiler. Don, can you tell us about Ruby?
Ruby the Rottweiler, she's 6 years old. She has a really sweet, gentle personality. You can see that she loves her ball. She's playful. She has lived in a home with large animals before, and she gets along with them, and she gets along and plays with kids too. So she has gone through a little bit of a tough life. She's been through a couple homes already, not from the Humane Society, but her last owners had her, and sadly had to give her up because they had to move. So we're looking for a home that will give her all the love and affection that she needs, and I think she'd be really easily trainable. She knows sit, she can walk, she likes her toys, and I think she dropped her ball. So.
And what kind of lifestyle is she looking for? Is she active?
Yeah, I think she would need an active place. Rottweilers are that way. They're kind of working dogs in a way. So I think that she would love to play and love to go on hikes or camping or do whatever, but then I think she would love just laying on a couch as much too.
If someone wanted to adopt Ruby, what should they do?
They can come down to the shelter at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue. We're open 11 to 6 Monday through Friday, 11 to 3 on weekends. If you're interested in her, just check our website too at WenatcheeHumane.org and look under Adopt, look under Dogs, and she's right there.
The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at WenatcheeHumane.org. This has been Kennel Cameos at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society.
We'll be back with the recap of some of our top stories and your complete local weather forecast right after this.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
So Pam, how's your mom doing?
She's okay. She's struggling. She'd like to stay in her house, and it's getting harder for her to do the daily chores.
What kinds of problems is she having?
Just basic house cleaning, you know, taking care of her house, yard work, taking care of her medicine.
Mm-hmm. It does sound exhausting.
It is very exhausting, and I always worry about her.
Aging and Adult Care can assist you or your loved one to remain comfortably and safely in their own home. Contact them today to start the conversation.
Lake Chelan Mailboxes is a small place with a lot to offer. Job one is shipping and receiving from A to Z. They pack it, they label it, they ship it. But did you know we also offer notary service, online computer access, legal forms, copies, greeting cards, and of course, mailboxes. Chelan Mailboxes, everything you need in one small package.
Welcome back to the NCW Life Evening News. A lightning-caused fire continues to eat up acreage in the upper Entiat Valley. The Cougar Creek fire is now swollen to over 1,500 acres of forest land about 12 miles northwest of Ardenvohr and is 0% contained. It's burning in mostly timber, including a significant number of beetle-infested trees. Fire behavior has become more active due to the continuing hot, dry, and windy weather. 321 firefighters are deployed on the fire. Level 2 evacuation advisories have been issued for the area of Mad River Road up to the end of Eniat River Road on both sides of the highway. Fire managers say there's a potential for significant fire spread of up to 2 miles today. A Type 1 incident management team is expected to take over control of the fire by Saturday. The Cougar Creek fire is a heavily used recreation area and is highly visible from tourist destinations, multiple cities, and travelways in north central Washington. IMT is also managing the Chelan Hills fire. Time now for a check of your north central Washington weather forecast. And once again, before we get into our surface loop, let me mention there is a red flag warning in effect. It started at 2 o'clock this afternoon and will run until 9 p.m. That means high fire danger for almost all of central and eastern Washington. It includes Chelan and Douglas County, Okanagan County, and you folks in Grant County as well. We're talking high winds at times. Tonight we could see gusts of around 30 miles an hour, very low humidities, and still some pretty hot temperatures. Highs today basically in the upper 80s. Taking a look at that surface loop now, our colors will begin to change and then will begin to darken up again as we get towards the end of the loop. Today, not a bad day, fairly mild with temperatures about normal. Keep in mind 89 is our normal high temperature for this time of year. As we move into Friday, things will even be a little bit cooler. We'll see highs in the lower 80s. Temperatures will be below normal, and keep in mind we could see some windy conditions on Friday as well, about 10 to 20 miles an hour. Moving into the weekend, things look just perfect. Saturday will begin a slow warm-up. Might see some haze on Saturday as well. Highs in the mid-80s. Sunday, even a little bit nicer, but will warm up as well a little bit more by the end of the weekend. Highs right around where we should be for this time of year. And then as we kick off our work week on Monday, the heat wave once again begins. We'll see mostly sunny skies, very hot temperatures, and highs in the mid-90s. And folks, going up past that, we're going to see temperatures near 100. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune forecast. Tonight, we'll drop down to, won't it feel good, 65 degrees, 82 for your high temperature on Friday. Saturday and our weekend, it should be just about perfect. 86 Saturday, 90 degrees for a high on Sunday. And then once again, heat wave begins on Monday, mostly sunny and hot in 95, 98 for our high temperature on Tuesday, and possibly even the century mark as we get into our Wednesday high temperatures. So enjoy these temperatures in the 80s. Well, we leave you tonight with video that comes to us from Tehachapi, California and the Oak Tree Golf Club. Scott Smith found some bull elk that frequent the golf course trying to cool off in the 90-degree temperatures. And if you have a video of the day you'd like to see on the NCW Life Evening News, message us on our Facebook page at the NCW Life channel. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around north central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz and News with Steve Hare. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.